Gambling is defined as any matter involving risk or hazard. For most, gambling is simply a diversion. But for a select few, it's a constant companion. Some gamblers don a fire suit, protective gloves, and a helmet, and wager at a decidedly different casino, a 5/8 mile open-air version. Jimmy Horton and Billy the Kid Pouch are familiar with rolling the dice. Risk and hazard is their life. But tonight, the odds are a little long. The card sharks are in town, and the deck is stacked. For the fans, it's a sure thing. It's time to place your bet on the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge, and it's live on Rush Hour.
Dirt tracking, born in the cornfields and lower 40s of rural America. Dirt tracking, the cornerstone of racing. The early barnstormers put it all on the line to satisfy their thirst for speed. Now, their great-grandchildren carry the torch with the same spirit and thirst. 700 horsepower rips the earth. For 1 hour, nothing else matters. It'll raise the hair on the back of your neck. Rush Hour on Dirt.
We are live just outside Philadelphia in Bridgeport, New Jersey for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to Rush Hour. I'm Doug Logan. Last week, we visited one of the birthplaces of dirt modified racing, Pennsylvania, and we documented dirt shift north to the state of New York. Tonight, we bring you to New Jersey, once a fortress for dirt modified racing, now standing tall thanks to Bridgeport Speedway. Standing in for Gary Montgomery is Dirt Motorsports racing analyst Eric Thomas. And Eric, no doubt about it, Bridgeport Speedway gives New Jersey racing instant respectability.
That is the best way to talk about it, respectability. And the sheer size of this speedway commands instant respect. At 5/8 of a mile, other than the Moody Mile in Syracuse, this is the largest playground the dirt guys play in. It is huge and it is fast. Big sweeping turns, but relatively short straightaways. What that means is the key to get around here, doesn't matter whether the track is slick, whether it's hard, whether you use the hard tire or the soft tire, it's gear, gear, and more gear. If the engine falls out of the power band and you lose your torque, you're going to be left behind in a hurry. When it's hooked up, when it's humming, speeds at this place in excess of 140 miles per hour.
Now, Eric, all the stars of dirt motorsports are on hand tonight, and many of them made a name for themselves in New Jersey.
Lighthouse Station's own Jimmy Horton is a 5-time track champion here, 71 career big block wins. Roger Loreno out of Pennsylvania has won the title here 6 times. Kenny Brightwell has won it twice, and Billy Pouch has won it twice as well.
Now, 2 drivers born and bred in the state of New Jersey have had a major impact in racing, and they're standing by in the pits with our cowboy, Paul Small.
There are 2 drivers in New Jersey who are synonymous with dirt track modified racing, and both are with me right now. Jimmy Horton, you've won a ton of races here at the Bridgeport Speedway.
Yeah, we have. You know, this is old home week this year here for us. You know, we're running pretty good, and we just got to keep it up.
What's it going to take to win this race tonight?
I think patience. You know, we got to have patience, keep the car under you for late in the race, and, you know, just hope the racetrack, you know, keeps coming to us.
Now, on my left-hand side is a driver who's not only won here at the Bridgeport Speedway, he's also won in several other forms of racing, including World of Outlaws Sprint. We're talking about Billy the Kid Pouch. You've run a ton of laps on this race. The race compared to what you...
Well, we were down a couple weeks ago, and we're at the top. I think it's going to be good. You know, whoever has the best set, it's going to be good tonight.
Now, you've got a little bit of extra aggravation with tonight. Something happened to your regular ride, the Trenton Mac number 1004 during qualifying. What was that?
Well, we stuck a valve, and it hurt the motor, so now Jimmy and Bob Michelle were kind of last in the feature, and kind of feeling it. I got a few laps in it there, so happens.
So sort of have Faust and Team New Jersey all rolled up into Doug.
All right, we are looking forward to it. We're live at Bridgeport Speedway in Bridgeport, New Jersey, and our coverage of the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge will continue after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network. Rush Hour on Dirt is brought to you in part by Easy Care Extended Service Contracts, Top Oil Engine Treatment, Budweiser, the King of Beers, Mid-State Communications, Hoosier Racing Tires, Sunoco A-Plus Mini Market, and by CarQuest Auto Parts. Welcome to the pros, CarQuest.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Having what you need on hand, putting the parts together for the best possible performance. Being in the pros takes a special brand of confidence, and for professionally trained technicians, that confidence is CarQuest. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Think you're tough? Yeah! Think you are tough?
Yes, sir!
Are you tough? Ah! Tough enough to take the Tough Oil Challenge? Only Tough Oil's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's most efficient lubricant. Tough Oil reduces the surface friction in your car's engine, so you keep going and going. The competition? They're left in their own smoke. Are you up to the Tough Oil Challenge? Nothing's tougher than Tough Oil.
Where do smart players go? Players Club International, the experts who will show you how to have fun the smart way. Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Caribbean. Players Club members are always guaranteed to save up to 60% on rooms, food and drink, and even shows. Or maybe you just want to relax and play the course. Players Club members receive up to 50% savings on over 2,000 golf courses nationwide using Golf Digest discount directory. Join us as a Players Club member and mingle with celebrities at our members-only gaming and golf tournaments. Any way you want to play, the experts at Players Club can take care of you today. We are so convinced that you'll love the Players Club lifestyle that we'll include your first Players Club VIP travel experience absolutely free. Limousine service from the airport, 3 days, 2 nights stay at a casino, VIP check-in, casino match play, and much, much more. Start playing the smart way. Call the 800 number for information about the free VIP travel experience. There's no obligation. Call today.
It is a beautiful night for racing, and we are live at Bridgeport Speedway for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge on Rush Hour. Doug Logan along with Eric Thomas. You know, Bridgeport Speedway is big, rough, and fast. It is physically demanding. But one racing veteran knows his way around this track all the way to victory lane, and he's with our Paul Small.
Roger Loreno, racing for you is certainly a family affair.
Yeah, with my brother-in-law Tim, my nephew Tim Jr., and my wife's cousin Bill, sometimes we have enough cars here to have our own heat race.
And it seems like this family's been involved with you for a long time in many different aspects of this team.
Yeah, my father-in-law Jake fielded a team that we ran with him in 89 and 90, and he stayed involved, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think any of us would be able to do this.
You've won several track championships here at Bridgeport. You're considered one of the hot local campaigners here at the Speedway. What does it take to go fast at this racetrack?
Oh, I don't know. Bridgeport's just always been a good track for us, and it looks like the track is really going to be to our liking tonight, so I think it's going to be pretty smooth and a little hard, but this place, you can get 2 good grooves run in when the track is like this, and there'll be a lot of side-by-side racing. I think it's going to be a great show.
Now, you've watched dirt racing almost wither and die here in New Jersey. It seems to have experienced a resurgence with dirt motorsports coming to Bridgeport.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been racing Bridgeport for a long time, and I was really happy when we got dirt sanctioned and got our rules in line with the rest of the world, and I think it can only be good for us. It's been very good for us, and it's here we are on television. You know, who would ever thought it?
Well, let's take a look at our Skoal Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series point standings after one event. Eric?
Bob McCready is your leader with 100 points, and you've got Danny Johnson just 5 back. Roger Loreno, 6-time champ here. Then Alan Johnson and Jack Johnson. No relation between 4 and 5.
All right, the second 5, Kenny Brightbill, Steve Payne, Jimmy Horton, Jeff Strunk, and Craig Von Doren. And how important is it, Eric, to start the series strong?
Well, about 5 seasons now, a very odd but interesting thing has happened. The guy who has won the opening event of the Skoal Series has gone on to win the entire event. Bob McCready won at Susquehanna in our rush hour opener just a week ago, so maybe it's going to happen again.
And Brett Hearn did it 89 through 91. Jack Johnson in 88. And Alan Johnson back in the great year of 1983. Well, our sponsors for tonight's Garden State Challenge are CarQuest and Tough Oil. And as Paul Small tells us, one is a veteran in racing, while the other is new to the game. And let's head down to Paul Small for that story. As we take a look at some of the wonderful banners on hand, now here's Paul Small.
Back in the 80s, you started to hear about something called trickle-down economics, and that sort of thing has happened here in the Dirt Motorsports organization as well. Rich Pillai is the Vice President of Marketing for CarQuest. Rich, you and CarQuest have been successfully married to Dirt, if you will, for about the past 8 years.
That's right, Paul. We've been together with Dirt for 8 years, and I guess you can call it a passion that CarQuest and the Dirt Motorsports fan has to bring dirt racing to the next level with these TV shows.
And I imagine a lot of the fans who watch dirt modified racing now frequent CarQuest auto parts stores.
Well, there's no question about the loyalty of a motorsports fan, whether it's dirt or pavement, and we give that the credit to the growth of CarQuest over the past 10 years.
And now this year you're coming to the table sponsoring 5 of the Rush Hour programs this year.
There's no better way of doing it than do it live on TV, and all the competitors are professional, and we're all going to go to the next level of racing.
Now, Frank Reich from Tough Oil is the newcomer, if you will, to the Dirt Motorsports sponsorship family. Frank, first off, welcome to Tough Oil as being part of the Dirt Motorsports organization. What persuaded you to get involved with dirt modified racing?
Well, it was interesting. I didn't know anything about it 6 or 8 months ago. And what happened was one of the people from our advertising agency came in and said, really, this is a very good thing. You should be doing it. And they started making a very good case for it. We decided to give it a try. And I'm delighted that we did. I'm very impressed, incidentally, by the people. It's the nicest group that I've bumped into in my whole career. All the people are nice. They're a pleasure to talk to. They're polite. You don't see any crudeness or any misbehavior. All the terrible things you see on television every day are not here. This is a nice way for people to have a good time together.
And by the way, where the trickle-down theory comes in, it just so happens that CarQuest Auto Parts happens to carry the Tough Oil engine treatment product.
You take a look here at the stands at Bridgeport Speedway, and you see 10,000 fans, and they, believe me, are race ready. So when we come back, we'll start them up and move them out at Bridgeport Speedway for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge, live on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Hi, I'm Brett Hearn of the Budweiser Racing Team.
And I'm Trooper John Hollenbeck of the New York State Police.
Events happen very quickly on the racetrack. A crash can occur at any moment, so we need to be alert and ready to react to danger.
It's the same for you. You need to be at your sharpest on the highway. Alcohol slows the reflexes and increases the reaction time that you may need to avoid a crash.
We have to know our limits on the track to be safe. So do you.
Please, don't drink and drive.
A-Plus Mini Market, your 24-hour ticket to convenience.
Now every 20 ounce, every 32 ounce, and every 44 ounce fountain drink is just 79 cents at participating A-Plus and A-Plus Express stores, where one price fits all.
Over 3,000 items. A-Plus Mini Market, 24-hour convenience, your store, plus more.
This summer, your kids will be easier to take with Pan Am's Kids Fly Free Sale. So if you're flying to Los Angeles or Miami, you can take one child for free and save 50% off each additional child when you purchase our special summer sale fare. And we now fly to LA and Miami 3 times a day, every day. So make your reservations today, because if you miss our Kids Fly Free Sale, it's a crying shame. Call your travel agent or 1-800-FLY-PAN AM.
Pirates are a young team. They're playing hard. They're playing great baseball right now. The Mets are a young team, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to go out and try to beat them.
Pirates are kind of came out of nowhere. They're a young team. They're very scrappy,
seems like that they've been hitting the ball very well. They've got some veterans that they've brought in that kind of shown some good leadership. So we're going to have to play our game. We're going to have to be aggressive and swing the bat.
Rush hour on dirt.
Our mighty big blocks have made it to the starting grid on the front straightaway. We are live just outside Philadelphia and Bridgeport, New Jersey for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. And with the great exposure that dirt racing is getting with Rush Hour and This Week on Dirt, we're seeing more and more sponsorship on the body panels of these race cars. Wind Gap, Pennsylvania's Frank Cozy is well aware of how valuable solid sponsorship is as a driver prepares to go racing. Let's go down to the starting grid with Paul Small.
Doug, this is a brand new race team. It's the Grosso Trucking CarQuest number 24. Driver for 1997. Frank, you've had to overcome a little adversity to even get into this field tonight.
Yeah, we lost the motor in the heat, so we had to use the backup car. We don't have any time on it here, so got to start in the back, pick your way to the front. It's not impossible, but it's pretty hard to do.
We've seen you run well, though, with this brand new CarQuest Grosso Trucking team.
Well, you know, these guys are really working hard. And it's unfortunate we've been having some problems, but, you know, we'll do the best we can. Hopefully, we can come from the back.
You've raced and won here at Bridgeport in 97 laps. Do you have enough time?
Well, that's one good thing about it. It's 97 laps long, and it's a lot of time to, you know, pick your way through. If you're going to go to the front, you could do it in 97.
Frank Cozy optimistic about his chances of putting CarQuest's name in victory lane as well as on this television show, Doug.
Thank you, Paul. Let's take a look at our race analysis. It is indeed 97 laps, and we have 31 cars starting this race. Total purse $30,000, $6,000 to win. And the weather conditions, boy, ideal. 74 degrees. The fans have turned out in droves. Winds light and variable. Forecast, well, there's literally no chance for showers. As for the track description, Eric?
5/8 of a mile clay oval, as we mentioned off the top. Other than Syracuse, the largest arena that these guys battle on. 780-foot long straightaways, 10-degree banking in the turns. It's not very high banked. It's rather shallow in description.
For the track condition, let's go down to the track and Cowboy Paul Small.
Doug, what we have here at this racetrack is a combination of both clay and a sand composition. And what that means is tonight, with the humid conditions that we've had, the moisture is buried down in the surface, and you've got a hard, crusty top surface. This is pretty hard. You couldn't even get a screwdriver blade through it. But the track is smooth, and the groove is wide. That means you're going to see a lot of crisscrossing and drivers squaring off lines in the corners as they go back and forth dicing for positions on this very fast racetrack, Doug.
All right, let's take a look at our starting lineup. Row 1, three-time Mr. Dirt, six-time Skoal champion Brett Hearn sits on the pole, the Budweiser number 3. And outside row 1, it's Jeff Strunk.
Inside of row number 2, the 19F of Tim Fuller out of Edwards, New York, 29 years old, the CarQuest Olson. And Doug Hoffman, our reigning Skoal Super Dirt Series champion out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the Blockbuster Troyer.
The cars are fired. Kenny Brightbill and Rick Mill make up row number 3.
Row number 4, it's Billy Decker out of Unadilla, New York, in the Pennzoil Olson, and Danny Johnson, Danimal out of Rochester, New York, in the Freightliner Troyer.
Row 5, Craig Van Doren and the winningest dirt modified driver, Alan Johnson.
Row number 6 on the inside, the 87 30-year veteran Jumpin' Jack Johnson out of Duanesburg, New York, and Jeff Hetzler out of Wallfield, New York, outside in the 33.
The cars pull away. It's Jimmy Horton and Tim McCready in row number 7.
Row number 8, it's Dave Adams out of Oakwood, Pennsylvania, and Darren Schuler from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
On to row 9 for Bud Crispin and Jimmy Chester.
Row number 10, Tim Tanner Sr. and Kenny Tremont out of West Sand Lake, New York.
On to row 11, it's Rich Pullens, 39 years of age, out of Flemington, New Jersey, and the 301 of Darren McCoy.
Row number 12 on the inside, Mimi DeSantis and Jamie Mills out of Milford, Delaware.
Let's take a look at row 13, where we find Ricky Elliott and Barefoot Bob McCready, last week's race winner.
27, Steve the Hurricane Payne out of Waterloo, New York, and Roger Loreno, the 6-time champ, in row 14.
Row number 15, Frank Cozy and Billy Pouch.
And by himself in the scratch position, Dave Camara out of Pulteney, Vermont. 31 cars on a track this huge. This is going to be good.
Our heat winners, Brett Hearn, Alan Johnson, Jeff Hetzler, Doug Hoffman, and Danny Johnson. consolation race winners, Kenny Tremont and Rich Polenz. Now we want to remind everybody, 97 laps for this race. Caution laps do not count for the first 25 or the last 3. That means we can guarantee you we will finish this race under green flag racing conditions. And oh, what a sight as you take a look at the starting grid moving around in the parade and pace laps.
Tell you what, Jimmy Horton is out here, the all-time leader with 71 big block victories at this facility, 5-time track champion. Billy Pouch in the backup machine after blowing up his. He'll be in Jimmy Horton's backup car. The Trenton Max 704 blew up in the heats. So all the big guys that we talked about, Doug Logan off the top, are out here looking to fatten their averages. And back in the pack, the guy who won our rush hour opener at Susquehanna, Bob McCready, has been on fire since that win. Wins at Cayuga County at Canandaigua. Had some health problems, sore back, and a few other things, but this guy's not slowed down at all. He is hot since he won at Susquehanna. Watch him make a charge up through the field here at Bridgeport.
Leading this formidable armada of racing machines around this 5/8 mile oval is a pace car with Ms. Motorsports Carrie Schuba and Miss Dirt Kimberly Whitehead on hand for all the festivities here this evening.
Huge crowd. They were lined up back to the road when we arrived. And they finally got everybody, and they're just standing. They're crammed into every nook and cranny as a big full moon stares down at this spectacle here at Bridgeport. There's a look at Bob McCready, our winner in our opener at Susquehanna Speedway. Watch the charge he'll make up through the field in that Syracuse frame Kinney Drugstore's Troyer.
Starting in the number 26 position, Bob McCready. He's got his hands full.
He does. But if anybody can gobble up real estate in a hurry, it is that guy. 36 of Roger Loreno as well, and the 7X of Steve Payne. Loreno's won 6 times the track championship at this facility. He knows every inch of this clay, Doug.
Eric, this is a physically demanding racetrack for these drivers.
Well, it really is. As the fans are on their feet, waving their favorite driver by. I mean, this is 5/8 of a mile. This place is hard and smooth, in complete contrast to this race last year, where this track was basically a quagmire. It is hard, it is fast. When you're going 97 laps, when you're used to on a weekly basis going about 35, yes, guys are used to long-distance races, but on a track this fast and this demanding with not a lot of banking in the corners, you're right. This is going to knock the stuffings out of a lot of these guys.
The field now heads down the backstretch. Our flag man is Chip Klesse. He is the starter for this evening's 97-lap Skoal Bandit Racing Super Dirt Series event. Brett Hearn leads the field into turn 3. What a spectacular view we have high atop the grandstands as Chip Klesse has that green flag ready, and it is waving. We are underway with the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge, and Brett Hearn fires fast. He has the lead, heading strongly into turn number 1. Jeff Strunk is second.
Man, they got everybody pounding up in behind him. They're almost going to go 3 wide in turn number 2. Hearn leads them down the backstretch into turn 3.
Good, clean start here at Bridgeport Speedway, and Brett Hearn comes around, your leader of lap number 1.
Jeff Strunk hanging on to second place, the 19 of Tim Fuller. They haven't really changed the order on the front. Everybody trying to find their line, but the track is hard, and it's dusty, Doug.
Right Bill digs underneath Doug Hoffman in the battle for 4th position as Brett Hearn has pulled away. Does Bright Bill have him? It appears he does in turn 3.
Jeff Strunk in the 93. Fuller spent yesterday and today at Olson's 10 minutes down the road getting his car set up. It's kind of nice to have a lot of Olson customers. The shop's just over there.
Bright Bill and Hoffman very much headliners in last week's event at Susquehanna Speedway.
Danny Johnson and Bob McCready put on a side-by-side clinic for at least a dozen laps. Some of the best heads-up big block racing I've seen in a long time. Hoffman was way up front there, and they just put on a fabulous show for 2nd and 3rd. Next thing you know, Hoffman loses the water pump, and the next thing you know, McCready's got himself a victory with Danny Johnson finishing 2nd. Now Johnson's got his hands full.
That's Craig Van Doren trying to dig down underneath and get a nose in on Danny Johnson, but Danny has a little bit too much for him.
Craig Van Doren, 358 star to Pennsylvania, probably best known for small block exploits in the Keystone State, but doing a good job with the big blocks.
Four laps in, and Brett Hearn has a sizable advantage, almost a quarter of a lap already, leading Jeff Strunk, who's in 2nd place.
Brett, the corporate jet Hearn of Sussex, New Jersey. A lot of Brett Hearn fans here at Bridgeport. Had the engine just seize up on him in Susquehanna. He was a factor, and the engine just decided he was going to tighten up, and his day was done at Susquehanna. He has got himself in through his head. He's got to make amends here at Bridgeport.
We will track Bob McCready. You've got to keep an eye on the master of going faster as he blows by one more competitor, Tim Tanner Sr. in the number 30, as he continues to weave his way, powering his way up the field.
Two-time Dirt Driver of the Year, three-time Skoal Super Dirt Series champion. You're looking at the number 9, barefoot Bob McCready out of Watertown, New York.
This is our battle for second place. Strunk and Brightbill. Brightbill in the 19 tries to get low in turn number 3. Into turn 4 they go. Brightbill and Strunk side by side down the front straightaway.
Track is getting black already. That means it's starting to get slick, which means a lot of wheel spin, which means that power curve and the torque we talked about is coming into play already before the race is 10 laps old. Nice battle here with Strunk and Kenny Brightbill.
And Strunk continues to hold the upper hand in second place.
Two good racers here when you break the back ends loose of these machines. For those watching the Dirt Modifieds for the first time, yeah, you sure do. You drive them like a sprint car. The wings aren't on top. They're in the body panels beside, over, and the other end of the race car. But you do break the back end loose just like a sprint car. You see Strunk and Brightbill in perfect form, giving themselves lots of room as those back ends swing out around the corners.
There's Bob McCready further back in the pack. Remember, he started 26th. He is on the move.
Bob McCready picking off cars every lap, nice and quiet, just like he did at Susquehanna. He's going to make it a carbon copy and try to make it 2 in a row here on Rush Hour.
And he just passed Darren Schuler in the 95 Troyer. That's 21st position, so he's up 5 positions from his starting spot already. And that's a root treatment for Darren Schuler, who turns 32 years of age tomorrow.
He dove in the deep end of the pool when he got McCready as an assignment, didn't he?
He does have a lot of growing up to do.
115, Kenny Tremont of West Sand Lake, New York, 9-time track champion at Lebanon Valley Speedway, one of the big block extra distance race masters.
10 laps in, and we have a caution, a spin in turn 2.
Couple of cars coming together in turn 2. That'll bring out the yellow for the first time at Bridgeport. Darren McCary from Lebanon, New Jersey, in the Olsen in car 301.
And Jamie Mills, former Bridgeport champion in 95, also involved in that skirmish in turn 2. We are 11 laps complete in our CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge from Bridgeport Speedway in New Jersey. And we'll be back with more coverage after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Whether your car is Strawberry Pearl Coat, Santa Fe Silver, or Candy Apple Red, a PPG certified collision repair shop uses premium paint and a palette of over 100,000 colors to precisely match your car's color, whether it's champagne metallic, emerald green, or banana yellow. PPG premium paint, the right match for your car.
Look for the local PPG certified body shop in your area.
Let's face it, cars and trucks don't last forever. And to win environmentally, you just can't junk this stuff anymore. There is a better way. Classic Auto Recyclers. Each vehicle is dismantled and thousands of parts are reconditioned for wholesale and retail redistribution. Connected by a worldwide computer web, Plastiq has it or they can get it. Recovery, pickup, and delivery almost as fast as the Canadian #1. Racing, recycling, responsible. Plastiq Auto Recyclers.
If you want these abs, this chest, and these arms, there are no shortcuts. But there is Bowflex. Because no other type of workout is more effective than the kind of workout you get with a Bowflex.
It works. It gives you the same kind of results as you get from Nautilus equipment that you see in your fitness center.
What I've discovered with the Bowflex is that I can really reshape my body. In fact, I've lost 32 pounds and gotten firmer all over.
It takes me 20 minutes to do at home. On the Bowflex, what it would take me, I don't know, 2 hours at the gym.
I went from 239 pounds to 174 pounds, and I lost 13 inches off my waist.
So if these are the kind of results you're after, you need to get yourself a machine that really works. For a free video and more information on how you can get the fitness results you want in 6 weeks with Bowflex, call right now.
Doug Logan along with Eric Thomas, and we are live at Bridgeport Speedway in Bridgeport, New Jersey for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge on rush hour. And until the midway point of this 97-lap race, we will restart side by side. Brett Hearn gets to choose, and he chooses inside for this restart. And notice behind him, or right beside him, is Kenny Brightbill in the 19. He is starting second.
Made the nice pass for second place as we come down to restart it at Bridgeport.
Cars just thunder into turn one.
Brad Hearn, Kenny Brightbill lead the charge. 93 of Jeff Strunk. 9 small block wins for Strunk in Pennsylvania and Delaware this year. Tied with Hearn for the overall Northeast modified lead. He gets the totals done. Heavy contact in the middle of this pack.
That's Chrisman.
To the 115 of Kenny Tremont. Swinging around the middle. Everybody's still trying to find their line here. The track is slickening up. And we've got a problem again, a yellow. Kenny Tremont gets tangled up with the 27.
Kenny Tremont into the wall out of turn 4. That's Ricky Elliott involved with Tremont.
We're just mentioning that battle on the racetrack. Next thing you know, they get locked together and take a little skate up to the wall. It's going to bring out the yellow for the second time at Bridgeport.
There's a look at the 27 of Ricky Elliott, and he's moving in the cockpit. Looks like he'll be okay. If in fact they had contact all the way to the wall, it was not hard into the wall.
No, it didn't seem to go hard in the wall at all, and they had the wreckers there right now, as a matter of fact, moving in rather slowly. They just seemed to lock together and went up to the wall. We don't know the extent of the damage on the race cars. Everybody appears to be okay as the wreckers finally arrive on the scene. Just the second yellow of the evening on lap 13.
So Kenny Tremont will be on to the hook with the number 115. He's run 218 straight Skoal races. He leads all drivers, hasn't missed a show since 1984. And here is a look at the trouble these cars got in. Whoa, look at that contact there. 2 cars pinched together, and then here's Elliott and Tremont engaging. That actually was action from a lap earlier. Tremont and Elliott eventually get together and skate into the wall.
Up into the wall here, so the wrecker's still on the scene. And we stay in the longest caution period so far of the evening. Ricky Elliott in the 27 and Kenny Tremont, West Sand Lake, New York. Tremont, perhaps best known as Dirt's Iron Man, once strung together a string of 216 consecutive Skoal Super Dirt Series starts. It's an amazing record of longevity.
Now up to 218.
He's adding to the tally all the time. As you mentioned, too, 9-time track champion.
Second place on that string is Brett Hearn.
So Brett Hearn is your leader. There he is in the Budweiser TO Pro car. Tony File Power, 5-time champion, Super Dirt Week in Syracuse. 6-time Skoal Super Dirt Series champion, and our reigning Mr. Dirt champ from '96 as well.
And right behind him is Kenny Brightbill, a great racing veteran who started inside the 3rd row and had a little bit of a duel with Jeff Strunk before taking over the 2nd position. So we are 13 laps into our 97-lap championship here at Bridgeport Speedway, and our coverage of the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge from Bridgeport Speedway continues after these messages.
Rush hour on Dirt.
Here they come. Off that 4th turn. They're full bore. Now or never. Last ditch effort. Yellow, yellow, yellow. There they go into that corner. And Pussy makes a move. Pussy Rudovic got the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, marvelous Merv Triton.
probably the biggest moment as far as I'm concerned.
I'm honored to be in it. You know, words can't describe how you feel.
The Great Outdoors RV Superstore, your Fleetwood powerhouse dealer. Over 200 Fleetwood fold-downs, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Coleman, Mallard, Prowler, Savannah. The best selection of Fleetwood motorhomes. Seasport, Jamboree, Bounder, and Pacero. All built by Fleetwood, the world's largest RV manufacturer. Come to the Great Outdoors RV Superstore, Route 57, Fulton.
This Craftmatic Model 2 electrically adjustable bed costs no more than many quality flat beds. And when you buy selected ones with optional heat and built-in massage, you get this fabulous bonus. A 25-inch color TV absolutely free. Call toll-free to receive complete free information by mail. In a flat bed, you have to use pillows to prop yourself up. But in a Craftmatic bed, you adjust yourself into comfortable positions automatically, so you can watch TV, read, and get a great night's sleep. Raise and support your head, neck, shoulders, back, legs, and feet at the touch of a button. Plus, there's optional heat and built-in massage to soothe you. Call toll-free so we can mail you our adjustable bed catalog and a certificate for a free 25-inch color TV with bed purchase. Call to get our free catalog and color TV certificate by mail now. There is absolutely no obligation.
Call toll-free 1-800-356-7373. That's 1-800-356-7373. Toll-free 1-800-356-7373.
There's your front row. Brett Hearn and Kenny Brightbill. CarQuest Toughwell Garden State Challenge from Bridgeport Speedway. And there's the top 10 with Fuller in third, Strunk fourth, Doug Hoffman in fifth, Jimmy Horton in sixth.
Alan Johnson, A.J. Slideway's now up in the top 10. Billy Decker, Craig Von Dorn, and Jack Johnson, after 13 of 97 laps, slowed down as the Elliott machine and the Tremont machine got up. Green flag coming out.
And we're back to racing. Brett Hearn charges away from Kenny Brightbill.
Rest of the field following in behind. See the track getting darker and darker lap after lap as the drivers lay that rubber down. It also makes the track very slick. With these 700 to 800 horsepower machines, it starts to buff it up a little bit. There's Alan Johnson in the Bobars 12. He is moving up.
In a duel with Jimmy Horton, and also right there, the 91 of Billy Decker.
Steve Payne right there in the 7X, the yellow machine, doing a lot of small block racing on a weekly basis up in Quebec, Canada, and that arm of the Dirt Empire, winning regularity at places like Granby and Drummondville, Quebec. Brett Hearn continues to lead. Car number 3 and pulling away. He's found the fast way around, but Brightbill, who's won the championship here, Doug, twice, is sticking with him.
Doug Hoffman has just passed Jeff Strunk to take over the 4th position.
33, the Reclamation 33. Jeff Hetzler on a wall kill. He's got his groove figured out, trying to move up. Jeff Strunk, car 93. Followed most of 95 Skoal Series before engine problems slowed him down. This year, he's trying to run the whole tour again and hoping that the motors hold together for him.
There's a look at Alan Johnson, Billy Decker, and also Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson goes low as we head back to the top 5 positions and see the action here at Bridgeport Speedway.
114, Craig Von Doren. And Bartow, Pennsylvania, hanging in there as well. Brett Hearn continues to lead around turn number 4, back in the pack. Cars trying to pick their line.
Billy Pouch is up to 20th. Remember, he started back in the 30th position. And Kenny Brightbill has just gotten Brett Hearn.
Brightbill found some bites someplace, and I hope this isn't mechanical problems for Hearn that plagued him at Susquehanna. But we've got a brand new leader in Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania, rocket ship operator Kenny Brightbill in the 19.
And Brightbill is pulling away from the Budweiser number 3 of Brett Hearn. He's got a sizable advantage of about 10 car lengths now.
Brightbill was 3rd in the event here in last year's race when the track was a lot muddier than it is right now. He's got it set up. A long-time veteran with over 400 career victories. He's got himself the lead, and we're yellow again, Doug.
We are yellow, and it's over in turn 1.
Jamie Mills in Milford, Delaware, 26 years old, a Blue Hen Troyer. Tanner Sr., actually. We'll make a correction on that.
Meanwhile, back to the front. Kenny Brightbill has the lead on Brett Hearn. And not only did he wrestle the lead away, here's a look at the pass. He just catapulted well beyond Brett Hearn.
Hearn tried to keep it going on the outside, but that's a long way to go around in this place, especially with no banking. And Brightbill, with superior power in the tabloid graphics 19, grabbed the lead, is going to hang on to it here. And it seems that Hearn's car has lost a little bit of gusto in some regard, so we'll keep our eyes on that. But Hearn, instead of being the chase, is now going to be the guy doing the chasing.
And we're looking to see if Brett pulls into the pits. He is going to stay out on the racetrack. He is right behind Kenny Brightbill. And the word is that he's having some handling problems.
Car's developed a push. You don't want the thing pushing here. Understeering is just not handling, and all of a sudden, whether it's tire wear or whatever, we're not exactly sure. But the TO chassis modified, put together by his brother Bobby Hearn with Tony Filepower right here, the Budweiser 3, has developed a push, and that is going to be something he's going to wrestle with for the rest of this event, and that's not an easy thing to do here at Bridgeport.
Well, we're talking about such incredible speeds here.
Oh, yeah, but on excess of 140 miles an hour easily, and probably more than that. As the track gets slicker and it gets shinier and blacker, as you can see it there on your screens at home, the tire spin becomes more prevalent. Not all the power is getting down. You run either a soft tire or a hard tire. If it's a hard tire you're running especially, it just tends to buff up the track, and the RPMs come up, but you're not getting all the bite down to the racetrack. So we'll keep our eyes on that situation. Brightbill is your leader in the tabloid graphics number 19, and Brett Hearn out of Sussex, New Jersey. A lot of followers here. In second place, and Hoffman, Fuller, and Jeff Strunk, your top 5 after 25 of 97 laps here on Rush Hour at Bridgeport.
Well, back in the pack, also struggling with his car, is Danny Johnson. Remember, Danny last week at Susquehanna had some problems. He dropped a cylinder. It was really under power. Still miraculously finished strong.
He did. He's finished in second place and put on a clinic with Bob McCready behind leader Hoffman. But this is a different show and a different deal. We're going to restart it on lap 26, Doug.
Brightbill again has the lead. Brett Hearn looks to have some strength in turn 2. Can't get him down the backstretch. Kenny Brightbill into turn 3 is your race leader. Hearn going high, way high. Comes on a 4 down the front straightaway. And he doesn't have enough for Kenny Brightbill, who continues to lead, and Doug Hoffman now is in third position.
Well, he took a page out of Danny Johnson's book, Brett Hearn did. He tried it up on the loose stuff, up off the shiny surface, trying to find some bite there to sling around the outside of Brightbill. It didn't work. He may try it again. He is. He's going to go on the outside, but Brightbill's got himself down low, and that car is handling perfectly, and maybe Hearn's going to try it up there with that car pushing like it is.
Hoffman also in the number 1 closing in on Hearn. He'll try him down low in turn 2. So Hearn is falling back. Hoffman moving up. Hoffman on the inside in turn 3. He's got that number 2 position. Now sets his sights on Kenny Brightbill.
Doug Hoffman out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, as the Hearn machine now shovels back to third place. Hoffman is our defending Skoal Super Dirt Series champion and just finished 3 points shy of Brett Hearn for the Mr. Dirt Championship. So Hoffman was second to Horton in all-time wins here with 51 compared to the 71 for Jimmy Horton, is on the march to try and grab another one here at Bridgeport.
Next on the back bumper of a struggling Brett Hearn is Tim Fuller. There's Danny Johnson.
Danny Johnson looks like he's got all 8 cylinders humming in this one. He's trying to gain some ground. There's that patented move up on the high side. Jimmy Chester in the 44. Right ahead of him.
Danny's still well back in the pack in 19th place.
Billy Pouch in the number 1 out of Frenchtown, Pennsylvania. He's a 2-time track champion. Pulls back a little bit, surveys the scene behind the 6 of Danny Johnson out of New Jersey. Danny Johnson Johnson, now operating out of Rochester, New York. Multi-time driver of the year, former Skoal Super Dirt Series champ as well, and the 358 reigning Mr. Dirt champion from last year. So he's trying to gain some ground, trying to find some room out there. Chester in the 44. Pouch puts his nose underneath the 44. Pouch, that experimental Olsen machine. There's some ties between Pouch and his old owner, and Jimmy Borton and his current owner as well. So they may be competitors, Doug, but when somebody with the status of Billy Pouch needs a race car, no problem, we'll fix you up. Billy Pouch, whether it's modifieds or sprint cars, over 700 career modified wins, obviously not all of them in dirt, and working on his 60th career sprint car win. 8 wins for Jimmy Chester in the 44 at this particular facility. So right down through the pack, you've got drivers here, Doug, with multiple victories at Bridgeport.
A look at Bob McCready. We told you we would chart his progress. He is up to 9th. Bob McCready up to 9th. Alan Johnson is right ahead of him in the number 12.
Alan Johnson won the opener here this year in April in the Bobars machine. AJ Slideways, Dirt's winning his driver, winning the opener, so he knows what the setup should be. And the car is good, sticking right down where it is. Puff of smoke from somebody. Don't think that's tire smoke. You see the tire smoking out here, so we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think it was McCready in the 9 smoking. It looked like it may have been Alan Johnson in the 12, and we'll keep our spotters' eyes peeled on that situation.
Our race leader, Kenny Brightville, has caught traffic. The back of the pack. He is into lap traffic, and pulling into the infield is Doug Hoffman.
Doug Hoffman, second week in a row, something goes awry. Had a water pump go down in the Blockbuster Troyer at Susquehanna, and he's plowing the infield here at Bridgeport with more mechanical problems.
He has got to be burning up, literally.
He won't be a happy man, that is for sure. That was the guy responsible for the smoke that we spotted earlier on. So Doug Hoffman out of Allentown, our winner at Syracuse last year, Skoal Super Dirt Series champ from '96. It looked like he had the win at Susquehanna, was in control in this one, and for 2 rush hour events in a row, the bad luck bug bites Doug Hoffman.
Well, and that is really, really costly when it comes to his goal points picture.
Sure does. Yellow on the racetrack once again. We're going to slow it down as we're looking at Dave Kamara's 26 out of Pulteney, Vermont, and Kenny Brightville. There's Billy Pouch. We're going to slow it down again with another yellow. And what a shame and what a tragic turn of events for Doug Hoffman. Car running very well. Lots of fans in the grandstands. He won here last time in a small block. So the big block, bad luck continues for Doug Hoffman.
The yellow flag is for Dave Adams, who is stopped in turn number 2 up near the wall. Dave Adams in the number 37 machine. There is the hook. We are live at Bridgeport Speedway in Bridgeport, New Jersey. Our coverage of the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge will continue after these messages on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Dirt Sportswear Direct presents their spring collection, featuring the denim Dirt Motorsport shirts with embroidered logo and long and short sleeves for men and women. Guys, there's a great selection of Dirt Motorsports golf shirts in a variety of colors and styles. The Dirt Motorsports Black Jacket, perfect for springtime racing. Call 1-800-979-DIRT to order, and don't forget your hats. Order today.
Introducing the new Easy Care Certified 6-month, 6,000-mile used car warranty. To be Easy Care Certified, a car has to undergo thorough inspection. Technicians check under the hood, under the vehicle, and even take it for a road test. If something isn't right, they fix it. The Easy Care Certified 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. If you're a used car, it's kind of like being new all over again.
Welcome to the Nissan store. Let's look at the Maxima. Oh, look at that. Sleek, sophisticated. Oh, Joe Morrison's our big fella. Ooh, Bose CD audio system, leather seating surfaces, automatic temperature control. I'm almost finished. What'll really excite you is Maxima's 190 horsepower V6 engine. No wonder we can't keep him around.
In honor of Coors Light's 10-year anniversary, and for making Coors Light the #1 light beer in New York and New Jersey, Mets fans are invited to join the celebration. Coors Light and Sports Channel want you to win a trip for two to Colorado. Tour the Coors Brewery and see the Mets play the Rockies August 16th at Coors Field. 10 first prize winners will receive tickets to a Mets home game and a sports pack filled with Sports Channel and Coors merchandise. Get in on the celebration today. Send a postcard with your name, address, age, and phone number to this address and tap the Rockies with Coors Light and Sports Channel.
We are back at Bridgeport Speedway for the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. Accommodations provided for rush hour on dirt by the Dutch Inn. The Dutch Inn features 124 comfortable rooms, 24-hour restaurant service, banquet facilities, and an outdoor pool. The Dutch Inn, a traditional American motor inn. We're ready to go back to racing, and Kenny Brightbill is your leader. We have Brett Hearn in second place, Fuller in third, Strunk fourth, and Jimmy Horton in fifth as we restart. We did see Frank Cozy up there as well.
Sorry, Doug, I jumped on you there a little bit. Yeah, Frank Cozy was up near the front. We don't believe that is correct. Brightbill, Hearn, Fuller, Strunk, Horton, Jack Johnson, Craig Van Doren, Alan Johnson, and Bob McCready, Billy Decker in that order. Broken drive shaft, the reason for the retirement for Doug Hoffman. Man, that is a tough break. That car was running so well.
Brett Hearn now directly behind Kenny Brightbill, and we've got a crash in turn 4. We have 2, 3, maybe 4 cars involved, including Billy Decker.
Jimmy Chester in the 44 is involved in this as well. Saw the one of Pouch pulling away. Here's a look at Billy Decker.
Looking at
that is Bob McCready in behind there, exactly. Having trouble locating it here from our vantage point, but in behind the 91 of Decker, barefoot Bob McCready.
Roger Loreno. And there is a look at the 91 of Billy Decker.
Billy
Boy,
Decker.
Bob McCready got gathered up in that.
That's a tough break, too, because he would love to have 2 in a row here on rush hour. Spirited win and a nice victory for him at Susquehanna.
You know what? It's not Bob McCready. It is not Bob McCready. I'm sorry, Roger Loreno.
Roger Loreno, the 6-time track champion, got gobbled up in that. And again, we're having some problems locating the automobiles. You can see it at home. But here's a look at it now, Doug, and that's a messy situation down there.
Jack Johnson turning sideways in turn 4. It looked like he was able to get that corrected. Billy Pouch was involved in contact.
Billy Decker in the 91. Chester in the 44. He's got some front end damage. Out of Newfield, New Jersey, so he's got some fans and family here. So they're going to be disappointed with Jimmy Chester's turn of events. So the yellow comes out again to slow it down. We're on a pretty good pace. All of a sudden we get ourselves a glut of yellow flags at Bridgeport. Hook down there trying to get everybody separated. They're not rushing, and they really can't with the open wheel machines. Roger Loreno has been so successful out of Ivyland, Pennsylvania, as we mentioned before, and it's worth mentioning that's a record 6-time track champion at this particular speedway. Had an accident that destroyed his car here last month, got it back together, and he's involved in another conflagration down there.
And speaking of another conflagration, last week I should say, it was a water hose, and this week it's a drive shaft, and boy, Doug Hoffman has to be mighty frustrated, Paul Small.
He certainly is down here in the pit area, Doug. It's got to be terrible for you to be running so well in 2 of these rush hour events and have something happen to the car.
It's just unbelievable. You know, the Blockbuster car's been real strong. We've been doing our homework, replacing everything that we could possibly think of. We're not cutting any corners anywhere, and you know, to break a drive shaft, it's just stuff just doesn't happen, you know. And now it's happened two TV shows in a row now, and the car was running awfully strong. I felt like it was going to be a good race between me and Brightbill. He was awfully strong. We're done. You know, it's got to go home, tear the car apart, and get ready for Sunday.
Now, you mentioned to me that you did some adjustments when you went out onto the racetrack under the caution flag and in the first few green flag laps, because your car was loose like everybody else's. Then it started coming to you. Can the other drivers do that? They have that ability.
I would say most guys have weight jackers in their car. When we went out there for the feature, the track, I don't know if you took notice, had a real shiny appearance to us, and that to me kind of means like the calcium was starting to come up through. We were starting to blow that off. I made some adjustments to make my car better when the track was like that. And just before the drive shaft broke, I started taking the adjustments back out because the track was starting to get awfully fast. A lot like Macadam. I felt like we were going to have a real good run. It's just, you know, you got to play the hand you're dealt, and it wasn't in our cards tonight.
For Doug Hoffman, the track did come to him, but then the drive shaft went away from him, Doug.
It's a pity for Doug Hoffman in the blockbuster number 1. We are currently under a caution, lap 46. You know, this racetrack has come a long way under the stewardship of Ed Kelly. Earlier, Paul Small spoke with Ed about his other profession.
Ed Kelly, a lot of people say they're in business to enjoy racing, but in fact, you're in business to be able to do racing. Give me some details.
This track that we have here was all made possible by our first love, Diamond Tool out of Philadelphia. We're probably the leading supplier, Paul, of diamond bits and diamond blades to construction and industry in the country. And if anybody would like to contact us for business, dial our toll-free number of 888-TRY-DIAMOND, 888-TRY-DIAMOND, and we'll send you out a free catalog for the bits and blades. But I push Diamond Tool because it really has made Bridgeport Speedway possible. Without it, without the backing of Diamond Tool, we never would have been able to take the time that it takes to start to build a track like this back from the situation that it was in before we bought it.
Earlier, we spoke about how important Bridgeport Speedway is for dirt modified racing.
Really is. At any one given weekend at this facility with healthy crowds on hand like we have here for the rush hour special, between 30 and 40 modifieds in the pits and even more sportsman cars, and there are tracks in the Dirt Empire that would kill for car counts like that. So dirt modified racing at the modified division, the sportsman level, is alive and well and flourishing at Bridgeport.
We'll go side by side. Brightville is your leader. He chooses the inside. Brett Hearn outside of row 1 as we get set to restart here at Bridgeport. And the green flag flies, and Brightville has the power. Down the front straightaway.
Starter Chip Plessy turns him loose on lap 49, and Kenny Brightville on a sinking springs. Pennsylvania's got Brad Hearn knocking on the back door. I'm really wondering whether Hearn can keep up. It appears that Brightville has A, the better handling modified, and 2, the more powerful modified. 114 Craig Von Doren moving down beside the 1 of Billy Pouch.
And we have a car in trouble in the front straightaway. That's Loreno.
Oh, man, he is getting kicked around here something fierce. This is not the way you treat a 6-time champion. Roger Loreno's got a body panel pushed up.
He is heading into the pits, and the race continues.
Thought we were going to have a yellow there, Doug, but they leave the green out, and a wise decision to click it off here. There's a look at your leader, the Tabloid Graphics number 19. Over 400 career modified victories for Kenny Brightville.
One of the battles being waged on the racetrack as we see Bob McCready continuing to move up, and Danny Johnson looking for some power down underneath, is the battle for the number 2 position, because Tim Fuller is on the back bumper of Brett Hearn. There's a 3-way battle here, though, with Danny Johnson and Bob McCready and Jack Johnson, and McCready appears to be slowing.
Bob McCready's got some problems, so the guys that were showing the way at Susquehanna last week appear to be falling back. Battle for 12th place. Jack Johnson, 30-year veteran out of Waynesburg, New York, trying to fight his way into the top 10.
McCready currently stands 12th.
McCready seemed to lose a little bit of his rhythm there, a little bit of momentum. Now tries it down on the bottom, but he got up on the high side of the car, seemed to burp a little bit. Look at Danny Johnson, second place finisher at Susquehanna. He'd like to get up to the middle position on the podium, so to speak. And he's got some left rear quarter panel damage on that Freightliner Troyer.
Doesn't appear, well, let's see if it's rubbing.
See any smokes, we might be okay. Might make some racket inside the race car. That may be all. Doesn't appear to be interfering with the tire at all at this point. We'll keep our eyes on Danny Johnson out of Rochester, New York.
We hear that Loreno pulls off with a broken front axle.
Okay. So That kicked that side body panel up, which acts like a wing if you're into the downforce and aerodynamic properties of these machines. Unlike a sprint car having the wing on the top, the air is channeled into two big ports on either side of the cockpit, and that forms the wing. And that was the body panel you saw kicked up on the Laredo number 36. Billy Pouch, who we had our eyes on, who blew up a motor in the preliminaries, who borrowed a car from Jimmy Horton, has just exited the race. He's on his way to the pits. Maybe Paul Small can bring us up to date on what's wrong with Billy the Kid out of New Jersey.
We're watching Craig Van Doren and Alan Johnson. Alan Johnson, the number 12, Van Doren in the 114.
Craig Van Doren, the small block expert out of the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. Hanging in tough, the battle for 4th and 5th. There's Danny Johnson and Jeff Strunk in the 93. This is the battle for 7th and 8th on the racetrack right now. Your leader is still the 19 of Kenny Brightbill. Brett Hearn runs 2nd in the 3. And Tim Fuller in the other 19. Your 1, 2, and 3 place automobiles after 58 of 97 laps here on Rush Hour. We're glad you're with us. Jeff Strunk, who was running very strong beginning of the race, now starting to fade here. See Jack Johnson getting down on the apron of the racetrack, trying to hop his way around the corner. He's in the 87, the Dan Madsen entry, the Duchess overhead doors machine.
And we have yellow on the track. Car slowing in turns 4.
Dave Camara, the 26th. There he is. Sorry, Doug, out of Poultney, Vermont. Slowing down. He's got some front end damage on that machine.
Dave Camara now in turn 2. Let's see what he does. He is going to pull into the pits as well. Left rear problem.
He goes into the pit area. He just dropped it off the edge of the racetrack. You can see the car collapse down onto the left side. So he's got some suspension problems or some tire or wheel problems of one description or another. But there's a look at your leader, Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania's own Kenny Brightbill.
Kenny last week made that charge to the front, then had tire problems, had to pit, changed left rear tire, and came out and had a top 10 finish.
Brightbill is known for adapting well to any track in any format. I watched him come up and run some small tracks in southern Ontario like Merrittville Speedway, and just he hasn't been there in 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4 laps. He's got the place figured out, and he's one of the fastest runners. He's famous for his adaptation. Brightbill's family, a little on the large side, the youngest of 10 children, as it were, so a lot of Brightbill interest. But as far as I know, Kenny is the only one who has done anything in the racing pursuits and has done very well. You had a look at your top 3 that come out of 4 for the restart, Doug.
And it's Brightbill once again. Brett Hearn 2nd, 62 laps in. 3rd place, the 19 of Tim Fuller. And 4th place is now Alan Johnson. Alan Johnson is in 4th.
AJ Slideways, now out of Middlesex, New York. We used to saying Phelps, New York, but he has moved to Middlesex. His brother Danny, who is 3 years younger than Alan Johnson. Used to live there, but now that's where Alan Johnson is operating out of. Alan is the older brother, Danny the younger brother. Jack Johnson, who's out here as well, is no relation, and Smoke coming off the number 1 of Jimmy Horton.
Now, is that tire smoke?
It sure looks like it from here. Could be. We'll keep our eyes on it down there. Get the spotters to give us some kind of an idea.
Danny Johnson is up to 7th position in the number 6. And there is the Horton and Johnson duel just a second ago. Now we move to Van Doren.
It looks like it may be a bar rubbing on the tire, or a shock tower or something rubbing on the tire of the number 1. That's what's making the smoke. Have a look at it here. Looks like a little mini burnout coming out of turn 4.
Meanwhile, Danny Johnson is trying to capitalize.
That is the correct assumption from up here, now verified by our spotters. It is a shock problem, a broken shock that is giving Horton that tire smoke on the right rear. So our all-time winningest driver at Bridgeport Speedway has had some mechanical problems. And we're looking at some smoke coming out the right side of this automobile. Barefoot Bob McCready out of Watertown. Bob is running 8th at the moment, but there's some telltale smoke out the right side of that automobile, Doug.
Bob McCready trying to work on Danny Johnson. That is a battle for position as we continue to watch this battle for third spot. Fuller and Alan Johnson.
And the 114 of Craig Von Dorn out of Bartow, Pennsylvania.
That's good. Better right side on the bottom.
That's a hot battle on the racetrack right now, but Bright Bill is still your leader in the 19. Brett Hearn running second, and Tim Fuller in the second 19 after 68 of 97 laps here on rush hour.
We were talking about how physically demanding this track was for the drivers. Into the pits already is Billy Pouch. His car was vibrating so much he couldn't handle it anymore. He said it's almost impossible to pass out there. Don't tell Brett Hearn that. Don't tell Alan Johnson that.
It is a rough go out here, Doug, and you pegged it right off the top of the show. It's a very, very demanding place. If you're just tuning in, just joining us, 5/8 of a mile. Other than the Moody Mile in Syracuse, where they run the Dirt Championship every fall, this is the largest track that these guys run on. And if the car isn't handling and there's a vibration someplace, it'll just shake the stuffing right out of you. Couple of Olsons and a TO Pro car, 1, 2, and 3 right now. 70 laps are gone, and these cars seem to go very well on this racetrack. Some cars just suit different racetracks. In a flat, long-distance place, it looks like the Olsons have the upper hand this evening, Doug.
We look at that continuing top 10 battle between Danny Johnson and Bob McCready. Bob started way back outside row 13. He's made a good move in this race here at Bridgeport.
So look at Horton. Rise on the right side of that car. Is he getting that tire smoke? Well, we've got ourselves a right side rear tire gone down on the Frank Cozy number 24. So the Wind Gap, Pennsylvania Navigator has a sneaker go down.
He's up out of the groove.
He was a lap down. Now he's going to be a whole lot of laps down, and he's going to rototiller the upper portion of the racetrack for us.
He was running with the leaders, although he was down a lap due to an earlier spin with Dave Adams on lap 37. But your leader continues to be Kenny Brightbill. And just before the yellow flag came out, he had built up a 6-second lead on second-place driver Brett Hearn.
That is a good lead at this place. Could this mean more tire problems? We'll have to wait and see, but tires are really becoming a factor, and things rubbing on tires have become a factor as well, as this track is getting really hard and really slick, and there's a ton of rubber. You can see the difference in color under the lights now. It's shiny down there. That thing is pretty slick, Doug.
So Brightbill continues to lead, and Brett Hearn is in second position. Look at that shredded tire.
No, that one's done. No recapping on that tire, I'll tell you that. When a tire goes down, there's a lot of lateral force on these things, and when the cord comes apart and the belts come apart and the situation just decides to disintegrate, as a unit they're very strong, but one little tear and one little piece out of it, the thing does come apart. CarQuest Grosso trucking team going to work. Going to put some new shoes on the Frank Cozy R24. Frank's done a lot of campaigning with small block modifieds as well. He's got 6 career wins here at Bridgeport, and he wants to get back out here, and it'd be impossible for him to try and gain ground, but these are going to get him out here and try and run for points.
We're going green, lap 74. It's Brightbill, it's Hearn, it's Fuller, Alan Johnson, Craig Van Doren. That's your top 5, and there's yellow out once again.
They're going to slow him down. We didn't get even a quarter of a lap done that time. So we'll freeze the counter at lap 75 out of a total of 97. Brightbill continues to lead the way. Bad restart. Weren't happy with the alignment. So Chip Clussy, our starter, decided, nope, line them up and we'll do it again. You got to make it fair and square after all, don't you?
Well, we were greeted here by some wonderful folks, not only at the Speedway, but also in the township. This is, after all, Logan Township.
Your own township? How did you manage
Well,
that?
it's not really mine, but we had a very nice chat with the chief of police now for 5 years, Bob Angelini. He's been in the department for 29 years. Met his daughter Jean and her fiance John. It's just a wonderful hospitality here at Bridgeport Speedway. Hope you come down and visit Logan Township and the Speedway here.
How did you manage to get a township named after you? I can tell you what, boy, that's pretty good stuff, Doug. No, great people down here in the police department does a fabulous job here in Bridgeport.
Radio communications provided to Rush Hour and Dirt Motorsports by Mid-State Communications, providing reliable, customized paging service and complete communication systems for race teams and racing fans. Mid-State Communications, the official supplier of radio communications for Dirt Motorsports. Back to green, and that means back to the lead for our number 19, Kenny Brightbill.
Kenny Brightbill. Brett Hearn in the 3 running second. Tim Fuller in the 19 F is third. Then you've got Alan Johnson, Craig Van Doren, Jimmy Horton. Following in that order, we have completed 77 of 97. So we got 20 to go. Let's see what happens.
Good battle here. Bob McCready inside Horton. Bob McCready inside Horton.
Bob drops it back a bit. There's a look at the Horton. Horton is slowing down and losing ground in a hurry. Everybody files by him like he's parked. And it looks like that shock problem is really caught up with Jimmy Horton. And he will not be able to add to his total of 71 career feature wins at Bridgeport. At least not tonight, he won't. He's had 2 wins this year. So he's not going to get a chance to add to that total. Not yet.
The green is staying out as Horton labors around the track. Now we're going to watch Bob McCready and Danny Johnson. That's a battle for 6th and 7th. And Danny Johnson has that 6th spot right now, but Bob McCready is right on his rear bumper.
Barefoot Bob McCready has been on fire since his win at Susquehanna. Winning at Cayuga County in Weedsport and Canandaigua Speedway. Right on the back end of Danimal, whatever you want to call him, Danny Johnson, car number 6, Dr. J. Some consider him the most exciting driver. Watch him whip this thing around. Little contact there with the 9 of Bob McCready, and they're clicking body panels, Doug.
I would say a lot of contact as Bob McCready tried to elbow his way into the position in turn number 1. Couldn't quite get it done.
McCready very adaptable. You run him clean, give him lots of room. He'll give you the same courtesy. If you want to lean on him a little bit and lay the bars on him, he'll kick you right back in the shins.
And a battle for 4th place as well. In contact on the speedway, Fuller and Van Doren, as well as Danny Johnson and Bob McCready. And we have a yellow on the race course.
Cars are going to slow it down again.
Car slowed in turn 4, and it is indeed again tire problems. That's Richie Polenz slowing down. He'll head to the pits. We are live at Bridgeport Speedway in Bridgeport, New Jersey. This is coverage of the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. Will continue after this timeout on the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.
If you're filling your prescription, worrying about what you should take with what and when you should take it and how it will affect you, maybe you're going to the wrong place. So break out of there and come to Phase Drugs, where the pharmacy is our business. Our pharmacists are always there to answer questions on dosage, drug interaction, insurance, and more. And Accufax lets you keep the Phase pharmacist advice at your side night or day. It's a major breakthrough in making prescriptions easy.
Bernstein's Budweiser King, the 1996 Top Fuel champion. Congratulations. We salute you.
How far can you fly for $79?
at Sunjet all the way to Florida. Call 1-800-4SUNJET for your nonstop ticket to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, or Tampa St. Pete from only $79. Sunjet offers more fun in the sun with its new service to Myrtle Beach from only $79. Nonstop service to Dallas from just $99. Our Florida vacation packages start at just $199. Great low fares, nonstop flights. Your ticket to the sun is Sunjet. Call 1-800-4SUNJET today. Buckle up for more Thursday Thunder Road on Sports Channel. This Week in NASCAR is coming up next.
Who hid scars under her hair. And now, for some reason,
she's no longer there.
We have 12 laps remaining in our Garden State Challenge, brought to you by CarQuest and Tough Oil. And there is a look at the top 10. Kenny Brightbill has led for some time. Brett Hearn has been, for the most part, a distant second. Alan Johnson has been on the move throughout the evening. He runs third, and we're back to Green.
Green comes out on lap 87. I'll tell you something, looking out the window here during that last break, every time they mention Kenny Brightbill's name, this cheer goes up from the crowd. This is a Brightbill crowd down here in Bridgeport. One of their favorite drivers for the two-time track champion. Now this battle continues. A new load of ammunition, and the pistols are drawn again. The 6 of Danny Johnson out of Rochester, New York, and Watertown, New York's Barefoot one, Bob McCready in car number 9.
Danny currently runs 6th. McCready 7th. Meanwhile, Brightbill has pulled away again. Brett Hearn a distant second.
Report from the pits, it was a broken radius rod that put Jimmy Horton on the sidelines. Tim Fuller and Craig Van Doren do a nice little do-si-do out here, Doug.
That's for 4th spot. Fuller continues to hang on to the number 4 position. Van Doren tries it again, down low. Can't get a nose underneath. Fuller looks strong.
Fuller does look strong out of Edwards, New York in the Olsen. Has probably turned as many laps, Doug, in 358 cubic inch small block powered modifieds as he has in the big blocks. And he really got those tires spinning in the corner and got a little bit of smoke.
Yellow on again, car slowing in 4 down on the front straightaway. That's Strunk, and that again is a tire. And I'll tell you, Kenny Brightbill has to be just hanging on to that rabbit's foot right now.
He's getting superlative tire wear, but Strunk, the young lion, 55 career wins in modifieds, all told, will go out with a shredded tire. Not the first one we've seen here. So as the track gets slicker, you do find the guys losing their shoes here with somewhat regular pace.
This yellow comes on lap 90. Brightbill is the leader. Hearn second. I tell you, Alan Johnson was right on Brett Hearn, too, in the battle for the number 2 position. We have the 7 laps to go. Remember, the last 3 will be under green conditions.
Got to finish it under green. That's the dirt rule.
Coming up, the Budweiser River Rage live from the new Fonda Speedway. That'll be 1 week from tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. Check your local cable and satellite listings for location on the dial. Check out the Budweiser River Rage. We're looking forward to this, but meanwhile, we have a shootout here at Bridgeport.
91 laps on the counter in the infield at Bridgeport Speedway. And this is going to be good. Can Brightbill's tires hang on here? He doesn't seem to be fighting the car as much. Does Brett Hearn in the 3? There he is. Does he have anything? Alan Johnson has got his nose up in the top 3. Tim Fuller, and what a run for Craig Van Doren in car 114. He's in the top 5, Doug.
Van Doren and Fuller have been raging this battle for about 30 laps now.
Sure have.
Back to green. Brightbill's got enough punch once again to pull out front. Brett Hearn about 3 car lengths back in second. Then it's Alan Johnson. Fuller is in 4th position. Van Doren 5th.
Back to this battle has been going on the last quarter of the race. We saw Danny Johnson in the 6 and Bob McCready in car number 9. There they are again.
93 laps in the book.
Fuller spending the afternoon at Olson's. His car builder has paid off. The car is hanging up there very, very nicely, but with 4 laps to go, the question you got to ask yourself is, anybody got anything at all for your leader, the 19 of Kenny Brightville?
So far, no, but Alan Johnson has everything for Brett Hearn in the battle for the number 2 spot.
That's the hot battle on the circuit right now for second place. Brightville has not checked up, but he's got himself maybe a 10-car length lead out of turn number 4 and down into the starter's stand to click off another just a couple to go.
2 laps remaining. Van Dorn again tries Fuller. Fuller smoking badly in that right rear.
Massive tire spin, Doug. Massive tire spin.
Van Dorn tries him down low now. Into 3, into 4. White flag is out for your race leader, Kenny Brightville. White flag flies. Hearn second. Alan Johnson third. Fuller is 4th. Van Dorn 5th. Danny Johnson continues to have 6th. McCready tries him down low. Into turn 3, Kenny Brightville. Smoothly into turn 4, down the front straightaway, and the checkered flag flies. Kenny Brightville wins the Conquest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. Brett Hearn second. Third is Alan Johnson. 4th is Fuller. Van Dorn 5th. 6th, Danny Johnson, and 7th, Barefoot Bob McCready.
I lost vision at the stripe because everybody in front of us here stood up to cheer when Brightville came across the stripe. A very, very popular win. Kenny Brightville out of Sinking Springs has won 2 track championships at this facility, and he puts another notch in his gun here at Bridgeport.
Congratulations to Kenny Brightville, the winner of our Garden State Challenge. We are live at Bridgeport Speedway, and our coverage will continue. We'll head down to Victory Lane after these messages.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Dirt Sportswear Direct presents their spring collection, featuring the denim Dirt Motorsport shirts with embroidered logo and long and short sleeves for men and women. Guys, there's a great selection of Dirt Motorsport Skoal shirts in a variety of colors and styles. The Dirt Motorsports Black Jacket, perfect for springtime racing. Call 1-800-979-DIRT to order, and don't forget your hats. Order today.
If you're going to be tough on your car's engine, you better put something tough in the engine. And no engine treatment is tougher than Tough Oil. Tough Oil, the world's most efficient lubricant, is making a special introductory offer. Buy 2 8-ounce bottles of the world's toughest engine treatment for only $25 and get a 3rd bottle free. Oh, that's so tough. It's beautiful. Tough Oil makes engine start easier and run cleaner, faster, and longer. Buy 2 bottles, get the 3rd one free. That's a tough deal to pass up. Hey, nothing's tougher than Tough Oil.
No matter where, no matter when, if the fish are biting, you should be fighting. Introducing the Instant Fisherman by Flying Lure. Store it in your glove compartment, backpack, or briefcase. Keep one in your golf bag or under your seat. When you're ready to fish, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and you're fishing. Anyone can cast like the pros. It's lightweight and precision balanced. The Instant Fisherman adjusts with its revolutionary slide rod. Hey, other rods just don't fit in the car. The Instant Fisherman is compact, fits virtually anywhere, out of harm's way. The solid internal gears turn fast, so you'll land your fish before it bits the hook. Order the Instant Fisherman for 2 low payments of $19.95 and receive 12 new flying lures, fishing secrets from the pros, and this convenient tackle pack. This complete offer comes with a money-back guarantee and instruction booklet. Call now.
Call 1-800-385-8822 or send $39.90 plus $8.95 shipping to the address on your screen. For faster delivery, call 1-800-385-8822 now.
Kenny Brightville is the winner of our CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. His 18th career Skoal win and his 36th career win at Bridgeport. And he's standing by in Victory Lane with Paul Small.
Well, Kenny Brightville appears to have worked up a sweat, but you couldn't tell the way this car was running tonight. Kenny, what is it with you in this racetrack that you always do so well here?
Well, we run here for a number of years, and the more you run in a place, the more you get used to better setups and get the car working better. And the track just come to our setup tonight.
So you were kind of set up loose in the beginning and hoping the racetrack would get to you then?
Well, we knew we'd be sliding around a little loose in the beginning, and then the car come in and and did what it was supposed to, and we went right to the front, and that's what we were hoping to do.
And once you got up front, it didn't seem like anybody had anything for you.
Well, that I don't know. I was in the front, but I was driving as hard as I could just to stay out front.
Now, you told me before the show even started tonight you were just going to go on the feature and run around for a few laps.
Well, that's what we were doing, running around trying to get to the front.
Hey, you certainly did that. An outstanding job tonight, Kenny. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kenny Brightbill, the winner of the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Classic here tonight at the Bridgeport Speedway, Doug.
Well, you know, Kenny turns 50 next January. He's not slowing down one bit. Takes a big man to handle Bridgeport Speedway, and he sure muscled it.
Oh, yeah. He's built for this in a long, long time.
So Kenny Brightbill is the winner of our CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. Our coverage will continue after this timeout.
Rush Hour on Dirt.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like CarQuest brakes, professional technicians know that safe driving begins with good brakes. That's why they insist on the best CarQuest brakes, because safety counts. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Coca-Cola Concert Series at the Cayuga County Fairground Fair and B104 welcome July 9th, Toby Keith, along with Pam Tillis. And coming July 10th, it's Tim McGraw, with special guests Dina Carter and Bill Engvall. Tickets for both shows available through Ticketmaster, the Fairgrounds box office, stage door, and 3D Art in Watertown. Call 315-834-6606 for more details. Hot Country Nights at the Cayuga County Fair. Come on down to Cayuga Country.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry, Basketball Hall of Famer. And if you own a trailer, boy, do I have a product for you. It's the Pro Hitch. It's going to revolutionize the towing industry, and it's also going to make your life a lot simpler when hooking up your trailer. Why? Because with the Pro Hitch, all you have to do is back up reasonably close to the trailer. The Pro Hitch extends, it swivels, you pull forward, it aligns itself, you back up, it locks in, and you're ready to go. It's that simple. And the beauty about the Pro Hitch is that it simply replaces your existing hitch. There are no accessories or extra parts to buy. So don't be an amateur. Get a Pro Hitch. Make your life simpler. Here's how to order yours.
Pro Hitch is Class 3 and 4 rated, fits all 2-inch receivers, is made in the USA, and has a lifetime warranty. Order your Pro Hitch for 3 easy payments of $33.33 plus shipping and handling, and save $50 off the retail price. Call 1-800-613-0494. That's 1-800-613-0494.
Rush Hour on Dirt has been brought to you in part by Easy Care Extended Service Contracts, Tough Oil Engine Treatment, Budweiser, the King of Beer, Bob Hilbert Sportswear, Midstate Communications, Hoosier Racing Tires, Sunoco A-Plus Mini Markets, and by CarQuest Auto Parts. Welcome to the pros, CarQuest. Take a look at our finishers here in the CarQuest Tough Oil Garden State Challenge. The winner, Kenny Brightbill. Brett Hearn finishes second, Alan Johnson third, Tim Fuller fourth, Craig Van Doren fifth, and Danny Johnson sixth.
And looking at positions 6 through 12, Bob McCready, Steve Botcher, Ricky Elliott, Jack Johnson, Jeff Hetzler, and Jamie Mills.
Well, congratulations to Kenny Brightbill.
Yeah, you know, you think 28 years ago he had to hide his race car from his parents. They didn't want him racing. He hid his car at his brother's house, but 28 years later, look what he's doing. And he gets the Syracuse spot, don't forget. This is a Skoal Series event after.
Coming up next week, we will be in Fultonville, New York for the Budweiser River Rage, live from the new Fonda Speedway. That'll be 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks for all the statistical help in the booth, Tom Skabinski and Kevin Kovac. Kenny Brightbill and Alan Johnson will leave here neck and neck for the Skoal Points Lead. Next week, we'll be at Fonda Speedway in Fultonville. Make sure you join us. For Eric Thomas, Paul Small, and the entire Rush Hour on Dirt crew, this is Doug Logan saying thank you for joining us. And so long for now.
The executive producer of Rush Hour on Dirt is Glenn Donnelly. Rush Hour is a production of Dirt Motorsports and a presentation of the Dirt Motorsports Television Network.